Hello, it's Colette. This is the weekly tarot card, and welcome to the weekly tarot card for the week commencing Monday, the 16th of July 2018. Had to think about that there. Now, this is the Three of Swords in the Roereg deck, and it's not a brilliant card, it's not a good card, it's one of the worst in the deck. But we can turn it around a wee bit and use it maybe as a wee warning for the week ahead. But let's have a wee look at it. Yes, it does say sorrow on it. It has a little man standing at the foot of a great big door or wall that's got doubt written on it. And his shoulders are hunched. There's not anywhere for him to go. And he's just very blocked. So what does that mean in general? And remember, it is a general card. Not everybody will feel this. Sometimes the card represents the underlying energy of the week ahead, where people are generally sad about something. It could be something in the news. It could be us hearing one more thing that makes us go, oh no, this world is driving me to depression, actually. So it's one of those things that can be in the background. No, Nelly. Okay, come up. Cheer everybody up with this card. Come on. There we go. Be good then. Right, this is Nellie going to make the card less horrible if she's nice. You going to say hello? No. Anyway, so the Three of Swords. Basically, as I say, as a general card, it could be that the world itself is feeling a bit blocked. There's that time, it's summer, but sorry, it's winter in the lower hemisphere, but it's kind of a time where we feel blocked, we feel as though we're stuck a bit. And with that, there can be self-doubt and there can be a feeling of just blockages all over the place. And then that leads us to feeling a wee bit low, and it leads us to feeling that, where do we go with this? Now, Roereg certainly makes it a very dark card, but it's not as dark as it is in some of the other decks where it's got a big red heart with three swords in it, and they're literally dripping blood from it. So at least he brings out a kind of psychological edge to this. So in general, just watch out for energies in the world being not so good. I mean, we could get some bad news on things. There's a lot going on in the news at the moment, isn't there, that there could be negative outcomes for it, and that makes us all sad. I mean, even my kind of healing rose were always, you know, trying to send out things for people who have been murdered, or, you know, the poor boys that are underneath the earth, stuff like that. Oh, so this card may be like, oh, right, we're all having a sense of lowness through grief. And yes, it can be individual. And yes, some people will have sorrow in their life in the week ahead. But that's not really what it's about for everybody. So let's take it as an energy. Right, you done? Say cheerio. Down you go. Go on, settle down. Let's take it as a warning that there could be an energy of lowness, of, you know, doubt in the world in general, and a feeling that, you know, when we feel, is this it? Is this it? After all the work that people have put in, or all the things that we've hoped for, is this it? So, not a great card, but use it as a warning, and try and go into the week a wee bit toughened up, a wee bit Teflon on, a wee bit of a sense of, right, okay, we've had a few good cards, we've ridden a good wave here, what is going to feel like a blockage, and let me deal with that. So if we look at it in career, it's very much that you might make a mistake that could bring self-doubt. It could make you feel, oh, God, did I do that? I'm no good at this job, or I haven't done this correctly, all these sort of things. So with career, maybe bolster your confidence a wee bit. Keep yourself grounded as well. Don't go away thinking, you know, like it's like thinking a bad thought, and then that bad thought leads to another one, then you've got anxiety, panic, depression, everything going on. Please try and keep yourself grounded. If you make a mistake and there's a blockage in your week at work, take a deep breath, learn from it, and find a way around it. Get help if you need it. You don't need to be isolated with this card. That's what a lot of people with the Three of Swords forget, that you can actually say, look, this isn't working for me, going to give me a wee bit of help because I am stuck. And if you use it that way, good things can come out of it, although it might not feel like that at the time. And remember that self-doubt in the workplace can lead to bad decisions, even more so. So if you've made a mistake and you don't then pull yourself up, maybe use a wee bit of hematite, a wee bit of a sense of citrine to give you a wee bit more happiness and a sense of your own power as such. If you don't do that, then the chances are you'll make another mistake or you'll get blocked again, and it will just be a downward spiral. So I'm really warning people in the workplace. And of course, if you're at home with kids or whatever, this is the same thing. This is your workplace. I know a lot of women with new babies at the moment, and I think to a certain extent mums sometimes do themselves down. They think they can't do something when really they can. They're just a wee bit blocked. And when that happens, if you go into yourself and internalise it, it just makes it worse. Whereas if you would put your hand out and say, I'm not coping with this, or I'm not doing very well with this sort of thing, someone will go, right, okay, we can help you with that, or here's how you do that, or here's a quick fix. So please, if your work is in the home, remember this card applies to, and stop doubting yourself, especially if you're dealing with babies and all the newness that comes with that. So what do we get with health? Health, reaching a kind of end of the road with maybe how you're feeling about a treatment. Maybe you've gone on for a treatment and you realise it just hasn't worked. What do you do about that? And we've all been there. We've all maybe had our hopes high about this might help my illness. This is the miracle thing that's going to help. And then maybe we go through it and it's like, it didn't really help that much. So what are we going to do after that? Are we going to go diving down into, well, this is me, it's never going to get any better, it's never going to be, and all these things. That's the way this card works. It brings us to a kind of conclusion that isn't a good one, and possibly isn't one that we wanted. But then what do you do next? How do you approach this? Do you go into depression? Do you slide a bit? Now, if you want to feel miserable for a wee while, go for it. I'm not saying that everybody has to be, oh, that happened for a reason. Oh, yes, this is fine. I'll learn from this. It's just one of those things. And, I'm not into that mindset at all, because, I want something good to come out of this card. But we have to actually acknowledge that it is a negative card. And if you've got a bit of bad health news, or even bad health news for someone in your family, then you're entitled to be bloody miserable if you want for a while, or as long as it takes you. But all I'm saying is there's a time with this card where you can kind of choose to, right, let's either start again or try something new or whatever, or it can lead to not nice sort of anxieties and depression. So really watch out for it, particularly if you've got mental health illnesses where that you've maybe tried something and then it's blocked and you've thought, oh God, I was doing okay and now I'm not, and then whoop. So everybody with mental health aspects, illnesses, please reach out your hand, ask for help, and know that you've done really, really well. This could be, in the course of the year, a blip. Do you see what I mean? It could be a blip, and it'll feel like all hell let loose, and it could feel like you're worthless and you haven't made it forward, but that's untrue. This is a blockage. It's a step back the way, there's no doubt about it. It can bring a lot of self-doubt, which is not so good if you're, maybe struggling with things like anxiety, depression, and you're trying to push yourself forward. I understand that. But please, let yourself feel this card. We can't really, if it is for you, you can't really get around it. You have to feel it, you have to acknowledge it, and then you have to find your own personal way of moving on, darling. You really do. And when you do that, when you look back on it, you'll say, well, that was okay. I coped with that and I'm okay. It wasn't a good time, but I'm okay. And for other illnesses, as I say, it could just be that something that you thought might be the saviour treatment. For relationships, it can be a negative one if you're in a long-term relationship. It can flag up if it's kind of at the end of the road. Now, I know sometimes we have huge long goodbyes in relationships. We know that the thing's not going somewhere or it's not happy for us anymore. But at the same time, we're kind of, well, you know, I've invested 15 years on this, or I've invested 40 years on this, or I've invested 6 years on it, and we've got a home, and we've got, oh my God, and we've got money together. All those sort of things can allow people to be miserable in a long goodbye. This card will bring things to your right up to your nose, right up to your face, that say, you know what, this is dead. This can't be seen as just dying. It is dead. And for some of you, you will move on from relationships in the week ahead. And remember that this sorrow can be the start of a lot of happiness when you're willing to just move through it, you know, because that's all you can do with that. So for long-term relationships, if your relationship's secure and you're fine, this isn't going to do much to it, to be honest. It's going to just go along, have a kind of normal week, maybe a few ups and downs and blockages, but nothing too much. But if your relationship is teetering on the edge, this card will chuck it off the edge, and that can be a good thing. It's not really the best week to go out looking for a partner, because you could block yourself with your self-doubt, with your sense of, oh, I'm never going to be happy. You probably won't attract the right type, or anyone anyway. If we look at money, it can signify financial non-well-being. It can signify a certain degree of loss. Watch bank cards, watch out for leaving your bags around, watch out for thefts of money, watch out for taking a gamble on something. If you're taking a gamble on something this week, oh my God, it doesn't look like it at all, you know. It's but again, it's a general card. It's just that the energies with this card where money is concerned urge you to be very, very conscientious and don't take risks with money or investments. Spiritually, again, it's something that I'm going to talk on in a kind of coffee and chats, I'll have done so actually. This card can slow you down, and that is an area where I think it can be good, because some people are so het up with going forward, learning everything about spirituality, wearing themselves out, and then they wonder why they hit a block, or they wonder why everything just goes, it's like curtains coming down. So this card spiritually can put up blockages. Now, you could either be like, oh, this is never going to work for me, I'm never going to open my third eye, I'm going to give all this up. Or you can say, maybe I've been trying too hard, maybe I've been trying too hard and not listening enough. Maybe like any muscle, you know, the third eye and the psychic senses are like muscles. The more you use them, the more they become active, the more they become stronger and more flexible. But you don't get an athlete go run a marathon with no training, or with not putting in the stretches and the little runs before it. And I see an awful lot of people grasping at things and then going hell for leather to make themselves the best they can be within a short time. And, you know, any spiritual practice, it's just not like that. It really isn't. So be aware of that this week. Spiritually, if you feel you've hit a block, honour it for what it is, and then take a break, walk away from it for a while, go do some Zumba, or go do something that isn't seen as spiritual. Not bad things, I don't mean that, but you know, if you've been focusing on your tarot cards and they're giving you gobbledygook, and if you've been trying to open your third eye and you've not been getting there, pull away completely, go play some sort of game, go listen to music, go have some family time, go have some time that, instead of being sort of insular and looking like this, is expansive, and that way you'll work with this card well. So not a great card, take it as a warning, and we can manage it for the week ahead. So let me know if you like the weekly tarot card, and My screen's just gone off. Oh, there we are. So let me know, thumbs up if you like the weekly tarot card. The thumbs up do help, and comment if you can. We need this YouTube algorithm to see what I'm doing on here. Otherwise, it's not that I'm not that bothered about the money side of it, because it's buttons anyway, but it's to get the videos and the teachings under people's eyes, and if we don't like and comment and share, then this YouTube algorithm doesn't bother presenting the video anywhere, and it just languishes in its wee community, which is fine, and I'm happy with that. But it's not really what we're here for. This little community is to it's meant to be a community and not a locked door community. We want it expanding, we want to bring people in so that they can enjoy the love and support of this little community, because it is that. I watch you all talking to one another and giving advice out, and that's one of the reasons I started this channel, so that nobody needs to feel alone. There's always going to be someone that will get back to you, or will give you a wee smiley or something, just so that you know that they've read it, and that, I can't get back to everything, but you'll know there'll be a smiley besides your comment that I have read it. So anyway, if you like the way I read the tarot, my book Tarot Novice to Pro in One Book by Colette Clairvoyant is in all the Amazons and on lots of other marketplaces. It's not really in physical bookshops now because it's come out in 2011. So many blessings. Now let's just get through this card, and hopefully we'll get a better one for the week ahead after it. Many blessings now. Bye.